Hi guys, Matt Fryer here. Thanks for joining me down at Warrington Golf Club, and today I'm here to tell you how to fix your over-the-top golf swing with an umbrella, quite simply. So guys, if this is your first time watching the channel, do make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the free tips coming out weekly to help you improve your golf and become a better golfer. So today's video, like I say, is all about how we can fix our over-the-top golf swing. And to clarify what an over-the-top golf swing is, when we set up to the golf ball with any of our clubs, they all have a different angle. So the shaft sits at a certain angle, and that is the club plane angle there, the shaft angle. And what we'd see is this determines an angle that the club is going to be swung around on our body. But then what tends to happen with a lot of people, one of the real common faults we see is when the club gets to the top of the backswing and now in transition, it tends to stray away from this line, so it comes over the top of the line. If you imagine a big line here for me, it would be coming over the top of the line in this direction instead of underneath it or down it quite neutrally. We see that it's thrown over in this direction, which in turn means the club comes from the outside of the target to the inside of the target, and then depending on where the face is aiming from there relative to that target line and the path, is going to see a real inconsistency in the shots that you see out on the course or at the range. So if we could swing pretty neutrally or slightly from the inside, we would be able to see that we get a more consistent shot pattern. So what I want you guys to do, if you are able, like I am here, to be actually hitting off a bit of grass, then you're going to be able to use the umbrella. If not, you could get one of the canes that we see, those alignment sticks, and put it through one of the range baskets. And what you're trying to do then is actually get it mirroring somewhere close to where your shaft sits, the angle on which this shaft sits. So I do that, I place it about a club and a half's length behind for me. So I'll just set this one up here, which is about there. And what I'm trying to do, imagine the club sitting at this angle now. I drive this into the ground there. And now you can see as I address this golf ball, that umbrella sits at a very similar angle to my shaft. So like I say, when I talked about that over the top, this is where the club would be coming from there. So what I then get a lot of my students to do is it becomes something that you have to spend quite a bit of time at. You have to go through rehearsals, and you have to exaggerate these rehearsals as well, because if you have been used to swinging this way and then you only change it slightly to swinging on plane, the difference between the two doesn't feel that great. So when you come to actually make some shots in full speed, you'll probably err back to what you've been doing because that's what you've been used to. As where if you're going for something that feels totally opposite of where it's been, it's going to help you get that change in and help you sort of cement the feeling that you're working towards. It's not saying that you are going to swing it in this big exaggerated motion, it's just to help you identify the one from the other motion as you're going through it. So like I say, a lot of people over the top here, straight over, goes that way. What we want now is something where, like I say, that we could slightly come underneath this umbrella, or ideally straight down on it into a neutral arc, into straight to in. But what we want is to try and get rid of this over the top. So your drill, guys, is going to be one of two parts. We're going to swing up to the top of our backswing, feeling that we trace the line of the umbrella here. Then the second part is where this club is going to be when it now meets the last time it's horizontal to the floor before impact. Because what I see a lot of people doing is this first motion in transition steepens the shaft, and then it gets out in front of us here when it's horizontal. So we see it quite far outside my hands now, as opposed to being either level with them, or what we're going to exaggerate and feel is something as it's gone up, it's really going to be behind my hands here now. And obviously using the brolly as a reference point there, you can see that that is totally different from the over the top one. So I've come underneath and feel it's really stuck behind here. Another thing to note when I've done this, because in general when people go over the top, they'll have an open face to that path, is the face will be laid back like this. So when you are rehearsing this new position now, you want to see that it's behind you here, and the toe is sitting a bit more over the heel. So it's not laid back like this, it's sitting a bit more this way. So if it comes in there, the face is now closed to the direction the club's swinging, and we'd see more of our draw shot. So you're going to go back up, a real big exaggeration, see it's really back behind here, and then swing through as if you were almost, for the right-handed player, swinging at a target that is a good 50 to 100 yards right of where you're aiming. So you'd be here, exaggerate, exaggerate, and swing through out to the right with that face a little bit close to where the club's swinging. And we should start to get a feeling that is a little bit different from the old across us and that bunched up jumpy feeling you get from when your arms are being pulled into your torso to allow the club to swing across the golf ball in this direction. We want to see here, big exaggeration with that face a little bit more closed, and it should feel like there's this air of freedom here, this real big space that you can swing the club from the inside out to, as opposed to that outside to bunched up and in. Once you've then gone through this rehearsal routine, maybe 10 or 11 times, nice and smooth, see as I'm doing it here, I'm not going too quick and I'm not eager to hit the golf ball. Once I've gone through the rehearsal, then we'll start to hit some maybe at half speed, half pace. So once I've done that, I'm going to know that my 7-iron, it goes 170 yards roughly, but I'll probably only aim to hit this one about 120 as I go through this. So up, exaggerate there and through. So as I go and hit it, nice tiny little draw for me there, and I really felt that I was so far underneath the umbrella as I hit it. It almost, because I do generally swing a little bit out to in, but from here there was this real exaggeration that the club was coming from so far behind me. And then, like I say, with the face being a little bit close to where that club was swinging, I saw this nice little draw that is finished about 2 or 3 yards left of my target. And it was all coming through that big exaggeration. If I would have just gone quickly one and hit, I probably would have gone very close to here, maybe fraction over the top, and see that I didn't achieve what I was trying to do. So make sure, just peg another one up here. Like I said, I've got it off a T-peg just to even help with the ease of strike here, because it isn't a real life shot and it's a new feeling for me. There's no shame, nothing wrong with having one off the peg, because all that does is allow me get the strike, and also breeds a little bit of confidence that I'm doing the right things and not getting way down in it. So feels up, exaggerate, exaggerate and through. And then when I go to hit one, like I say, only looking to hit it about 120. Oh, that one's really left for me now. It started off on target and got that nice little draw. And that's got to have come from the inside as opposed to the over the top, because I saw it start at my target and drift right to left. If it would have been my old swing with a closed face, I probably would have hit these trees you can just make out on the screen left there. So when you are practicing this, make sure that you get, number one, something in place that's going to give you a reference point of where your shaft is. And then number two, you're going to go through the smooth and slow exaggerations. That is a really critical part of it. Don't just rush through and be eager to hit the golf ball and see that it's changed. Go through a couple of minutes of feeling where this club is. It's totally different to where you've been before, so you need to be aware of it, so when you're hitting some, you can either reflect on whether it was there or back where you were at the start. So loads of small, slow exaggerations are going to help that. Then hit some off a peg, not full speeds. Then as you're going through it and you're getting more confident with the movement, you can build it back up to your full speed. So give this a go, like I say, a brolly, alignment cane, even your golf bag on the angle that sits on, that would be somewhere pretty close, but obviously we don't want to be hitting the golf bag on the way down, so a cane or a brolly is the biggest one I'd be using. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Like I said earlier, do remember to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Loads of videos on here to make you a better golfer. One's coming out each week. Also, if you did want to come and see me down at Trafford Golf Centre, the information's linked below. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you next week with another one.